morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Down South Football Podcast Live, better known on this Saturday morning as Football and Mimosas. We didn't know who was going to come to y'all this morning because everybody is on location except for me. But man, you know what, man? When that Saturday morning hit and things go the right way, we here. We got, of course, me, Renard D. Williams in the house. We got our man on location at Chauncey Tuck, Senator Tuck, Troublemaker in the house. What's going on, Tuck? How you doing, man?
Man, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Did want to tell Sean that he said his mimosa was getting warm. Uh, I didn't have a warm mimosa. I didn't have time to go get my orange juice. But I do have the other part of the orange juice. I just don't have the orange juice.
Oh God.
Uh,
Anyway, Tuck is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and this man is getting ready to leave, but he's got time, got pushed back at DL Gardner 205, the solid assassin of the group, Mr. David Gardner. How you doing this morning, sir?
1-0.
Okay,
I'm doing
This is what
1-0.
we doing this morning.
Right. I mean, might as well, man.
Okay,
1-0.
I see this how we do it. Since he wants to bring up the 1-0, before we get today's previews or talk about a little bit of today's action, let's talk about what happened last night for a second. There was a massacre, there was a national disturbance over in College Park, Maryland last night because if you wanted the ball, Iowa took the ball. That's all that happened last night.
yeah,
And,
they literally they put the Hawk in Hawkeye last night. they were ball hawking last night.
Hold on, Tuck. Okay. If you can't be on the show, your comments would not be allowed.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
I don't get it. You got a whole person that can hold a video camera and all that stuff. But anyway, I digress. I just want to know, a couple of them I would say wasn't Tagovailoa's fault or whatever, but I just I think Iowa just wanted it more. I think Iowa was kind of mad that everybody was picking against them and everybody thought it was upset city. They thought it was going to happen and it didn't happen. And I mean, I'm shocked by the score, but as I was telling my frat brother last night, when they got down 10-3, Maryland is the type of team. Well, 17, they got down 17-3, and then I think halftime it was like 31 or something. But I said Maryland's the type of team that could come back from this if anybody can come back. Because Iowa was, not that type of team to throw a lot of points on the board, but they kept turning the ball over. So that's the issue. And I think Tagovailoa could not get a rhythm. He couldn't get a rhythm, and that's what happened. But shout out to Iowa. Great defense. They executed they made points on every turnover. So that gave them extra possessions to do what they did. So
yeah, I mean, shout out to Iowa, man. Like I think a lot of people wasn't feeling Iowa. I was going off kind of what John was talking about. I was going off the Leah train. Thought they was going to be a better improved team from what I had seen. Iowa's one of those teams, they just don't make mistakes, and they're solid with what they do. But I thought being in College Park, Maryland, I thought that they would get up a little bit more. Shout out to Dave for making the pick and sticking with the guys last night. But yeah, man, it went from bad to some folks it just ain't about nothing. It went from bad to worse, man, like really, really quick and really, really bad last night. So shout out to Iowa, man. Watch that team, man. Continue to watch. I don't think they're truly a top 5 team. But in this crazy year that we're in, we don't know.
That defense is top 5 though.
The defense is legit.
The defense legit. Yeah.
The defense is legit. But in this crazy year, we don't know what's gonna happen. And we keep telling you that. We keep telling y'all that. Don't put nothing past nobody in this year. And it's I mean, we're a quarter way through the season, so we already know how that's gonna go. But Dave, you got anything to say about your pick last night? Since we, you just gonna hold up 1-0?
Well, I just 1-0, man. That's all I can say, man. I'm looking for a big day today. I got some crumblings of some good news that you put in the chat earlier, Dave Renard.
Yeah. That good news.
Yeah.
That good news is not. It's not. But you picked Georgia.
I did. Did I?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you
Yes.
did. Yes, you did. Let me go to the research department right
I
quick.
did.
Oh,
I did, didn't
uh,
I?
You
I feel
did
the
pick Georgia.
same.
However, I tracking back on that news, he's still expected. JT Dames is still expected to play.
Because I said that headed up until the preview show, well, until the prediction show, I was leaning towards Arkansas. But God dog, Pat. But I did pick Georgia.
You did, but I mean, he's expected to play. That was as of like 30 minutes ago.
Okay, I'm sticking with Georgia. I'm sticking with UGA.
Yeah, I mean, y'all do know what. See, Ben can't change on his picks, but if he could stop commenting long enough so that somebody else can comment.
Oh my
Thank you.
God. But yeah. I was on some, but yeah, it's
We'll talk about Arkansas, Georgia a little bit.
yeah. No, I'm trying. I looked at the picks, and all I wanted, because Dave said, he didn't pick. He thought he picked Arkansas, but he didn't. I just want to tell him to scroll up because scroll up and you can see that. But anywho, I think Arkansas. I think Arkansas. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, we don't even know if their quarterback is playing. So
Jefferson.
yeah, Jefferson. We don't know if Jefferson's playing.
I think as this morning he's playing. I think I haven't
Yeah,
looked at it this morning.
It's gonna be here. I think that line that went down a little bit last night. Did it go down? 'Cause I thought it went down on Caesars. It went down.
Oh, it went down on Caesars.
It went
Caesars is a good way to check it. Then
right. It went from 18 to 15, but the line don't
what?
get. Yeah, it went down. Hold on.
Must have been the Daniel news.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It went down from 18 to 15.
Or what is it this morning?
I ain't checking this morning. I haven't checked anything this morning.
But the
But
good thing about this game is that it's not a make or break game for Arkansas.
right.
Really not a make or break game for either
That's
one of
another
them.
no,
So
because I mean it is the SEC game,
yeah,
but it's not a they can still, like you said, SEC. What Sean's prediction that Arkansas can finish second in the West, that can happen. They can still
right,
win out, and it'll be fine. And still, even if they win out, they win the SEC West.
exactly.
So I mean, it's still an opportunity and still a chance for them to do whatever they got to still accomplish all their goals. They just have to play Georgia again. So
And
Yeah,
it just can't put right now, man. I think we keep saying you can't put nothing past what's going on in this year at all.
mm-mm.
Like you just really can't. You can't put anything past what's going on in this year. So I say, if they can do it, hell, let's talk about them doing it. But let's talk about the other game that's going on down the street from us today.
Mm.
Let's talk about them Rebels and the Tide.
Yeah.
Since anything any more insight y'all got from Thursday when we talked about this Thursday game about the game itself, about any more thoughts about anything about how it's supposed to go or anything at all?
The only thing I want to know is the weather. Is it supposed to rain in Tuscaloosa today?
I saw something about rain.
Yeah.
Um,
Because the rain changes, to me, rain changes a lot. And to me, it favors more Alabama if it rains because they can adapt more to the run game, even though their running game is not very strong right now. But Lane and them can throw. I mean, they can run the ball a little bit, but you're not gonna be able to run like Florida was able to run a little bit. And somebody they broke down some plays on ESPN the other day of how there was some miskeys from the defense. Like the left side of that defense is pretty strong, but the right side of that defense, that's when it gets a little iffy.
miscues on who on who behalf?
Uh, whoever the
I'm talking about for Alabama or
Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama. I don't know the kid number 20 for the right outside linebacker.
Oh, the one that's opposite, the side that's opposite that doggone
That's all I said. Yeah, the beat.
I think his name is Sanders. Drew Sanders.
Yeah, I think it's so. They're saying that that his run fits are a little bad. Tutu his run fits are a little bad. Tutu is terrible in pass coverage, horrible, and that's what I was saying. Remember, I got
you said that.
That will be the only time I root for Bama, Georgia. I'm not. Well, it must be because of money reasons. That's the only because I know Pat ain't rooting for no Georgia. But
But to answer your weather question, Tuck, it's supposed to be 15% chance of rain.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, thank you, James Spann. But
You're welcome, sir.
but yeah, it's just gonna be very interesting to see how the weather holds up. You know, weather holds up to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good game. But again, it's gonna be very close. But I like Ole Miss, man. I think Lane he circled that game last year, and that first game that last year was his first year. He almost got him. He needed one more possession. He needed one more possession, and he needed one more. He needed one more stop that his defense couldn't get him.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that? I mean, I get it. I'm with you on the Ole Miss part. Like I said on Thursday, I'm 100% with you on the Ole Miss part. My thing is that I think the biggest thing last year that game was at Oxford. You can't even with the small crowd last year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't undercut it being in Oxford. You can't undercut what they're gonna be doing in Tuscaloosa. Now you can say one thing, you can say anything you want about them folks in Tuscaloosa, but you can't say they hear the same stuff we hear. I ain't talking about the football team. I'm talking about the fans. They're gonna be pumped up from the jump. And I know the team done heard. You know the team done heard, and you can't tell me there ain't been no special emphasis on this game on both sides. When I talk about Bama and Ole Miss, I think it's gonna be a rock and soccer, man. I really do. And if we look back at the, hold on, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, this is actually a pivotal game, especially on that side of the conference. I mean, it really is. I know you still got Texas A&M in play. You know, you still got Auburn, LSU, but this one right here is really the first. If I'm not mistaken, this is probably the first really big matchup outside of the other one you got today with LSU and Auburn. But this really gets the ball rolling on that side of the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say Arkansas, Texas A&M kind of got a roller last week.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Well, Arkansas got a roller, but yeah.
It's so stupid. But going back to your point, Renard, you saying, the Alabama fans.
What up, D?
Alabama fans are going to be up for the game and all that stuff because it's in Tuscaloosa. My counter to that is Ole Miss had a week off. That's why I'm like, this is a chance for Lane to prepare to get it in and all that good stuff. I don't know. It's high. It should be high.
On which game? On the Alabama game? I think it's 73.
Yeah.
Give the research department 1 second. I got it. I think it's 73.
If it's 73, give me over. Give me over 73.
That line dropped too, didn't it?
Let's look and see. I'm in there right now.
It's always been 14 and a half. I thought it was more than that.
It was 15, then it went to 14 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Chum wants an over-under, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Game is at 2:30. Come on, MGM. Excuse me. Over. The line started at 15 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is currently back up to 15.
Okay.
The over-under opened at 74. It is currently 79.
Told you. Like I said, I get it. It was 73. Give me over. I was like, this is gonna be like
God, 79. Good Lord, sweet.
Y'all talking about the Big 12 defense, but go ahead.
But it's gonna be one of those rock 'em sock 'em. But it's gonna be like maybe a 43, 45 to 42 game. But it's gonna be physical, bro. I think. Because last year it was just crazy last year. But we'll see. It's
just gonna be really interesting, man. Like, I think sometimes, I know we pick a lot of games. That's kind of what we do, and we talk about a lot of keys and a lot of stuff like that. And we know the keys. We always talk about the keys start up front. Everything start up front. I don't care who you got on the outside. You can give me Jesus and whoever else. It don't matter. It gotta start up front. Everything starts up front with every single game. So when I look at the Ole Miss defensive line against the Alabama offensive line has not been impressive to Alabama standards. so far. They, anytime you got to move a center out to tackle with that type of talent that's on the roster, you have to be concerned. It just has not performed up to the standards of what they were used to. Not saying not getting better. Ole Miss defensive line is better than last year. But them being better last year, does that mean they're up to standards if they decide to run Jace, decide to McMillan, decide to run Trey Sanders, decide to ride Brian Robinson? If they decide to ride them guys today, and then they get that part going, I think if anything else, their biggest thing is to stop the run. Stop the run if you're Ole Miss. Start there first. You already know you got the fastest man on the field. You got Jameson Williams over there. You already know that for Bama. But I think if you want to start with that, you start with stopping the run. Because if they can run on you and they can really mix it up and make Bryce comfortable, you in trouble. On the Alabama defensive side, your eyes had better be open at all times. You better know all your keys. You better know all your assignments. And don't you peek. Because if you peek, you go hang it up.
If you peek in the backfield against Lane Kiffin, your receiver just went past you, bro. And it's a route. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Lane Kiffin is what Gus wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? As far as passing concept wise, that's what he wanted to do. Lane, because I think Lane taught Sark how to do passing concepts, and it evolutionized the game as far as when we look at receivers and passing concepts. So, yeah, Lane is. I'm telling y'all, I just have a sneaky feeling. Maybe Lane may be too over prepared for this game, because that could happen too. But I just think he's just focused because he hasn't been tweeting that much this week. He's just been kind of quiet and steady. He's been doing them little interviews saying, "Yeah, Alabama's a great team, and I think they're gonna give us some fits." He knows what he's gonna do, and he knows exactly what they're gonna try to do. That's why when he went to the Nick Saban coach's rehab clinic for them a couple of years, he knew what to do.
You know what it is. But let me ask this. Let me ask this to the panel. If you're sitting in the studio right now, if you're sitting on college game day set or whatever, what's the two keys to the game for? We know the keys to an Alabama victory. Okay, we know the keys to an Alabama victory. What's the keys? What's the two things you got to see from Ole Miss today to bring out a W? We didn't really get to this Thursday night, but what's
Ole Miss can't have turnovers. That's the number one thing. No turnovers. And because to me, they have to score touchdowns in the red zone. That's it. That's all for me. Defensively, you got to be able to stop Alabama. If you stop Alabama 3 or 4 times in this game, then you'll be fine.
Dave?
My keys are always in this game. It's always number one. It's going to be Ole Miss got. It's not going to take me but like maybe 4 to 5 to watch maybe 3 to 4 series to kind of get a feel of this game. You got to get them blocked up front. Meaning Ole Miss, you got to block Bama up front. And whenever you see Bama start to blitz a lot, you know they're probably getting blocked pretty good. Their front four is probably getting blocked pretty good. So that's kind of what you want to see. Second thing is that you got to win those 50-50 balls. So those one-on-ones, you got to win the one-on-ones because you're going to get them. So you got to win those. I think if Ole Miss can win them one-on-ones, if they can control the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively, I know that's probably asking a lot, but if you want to beat them, this is the things you got to do.
Also, and special teams. I was saying special teams.
Yeah. Also, watch the tight ends for Ole Miss. Watch the
First
tight
of all,
ends.
let me say this.
Yes, sir.
Tight end position should be banned in 2021. Okay.
What?
Yeah, they should ban the tight. It's cheating. It is cheating, man. It is cheating, man. These tight ends is. I mean, God, they crazy. Even last year with Kyle Pitts, the tight end position it's crazy. But go ahead,
bro. No, I'm with you. You got to watch them, man. And I think that matchup with the linebackers and coverage is going to be a big. It's going to be a big thing because Lane gonna have the outside. And the 3 receivers they got are pretty good. And you gotta watch the matchups with the linebackers. I'm talking about the Ely coming out the backfield, Snoop Connor coming out the backfield. You know you got some wheel routes coming. You already know you got some wheel routes coming. Also, you got to look at whether or not who's going to be on the tight ends and coverage when they're in the middle of the field. If there is a weak spot for Bama, they want to. And look, don't come after me in my comments and my DMs. I'm just saying, if there's one thing is that with Christian Harris and Henry To'oTo'o, it's like you want to test them in coverage. You want to test them. You want to test them in the middle. Let's soften up that middle. Let's see what we got and kind of see what they come out of. That's what we got. But I'm expecting a great game when it comes to Ole Miss, Alabama. Hopefully, everything can kind of go the way it's supposed to.
So Ole Miss get to wear the white jersey and the powder blues.
Yeah, yes. I think that's what he's going with. He's going to powder blue helmets, white jerseys.
Yeah. What about the pants? Great, they gonna be great. He's
gonna be them great breeches probably.
Great breeches.
And great breeches.
Before we get,
I think because Alabama wears all white. I mean, they wear white pants. So.
Let's talk about. Let me see. You got a little bit. Let's check a little comments here. We got Darius in the house. Dave, good morning, fella. What's up,
Darius? Brown, man? What's up, brother? Hey, man, I don't fool with you. You came to Birmingham probably about a whole month. You probably still here, and I still ain't seen you. So, Darius Brown, I don't fool with you. But I'm gonna call you as soon as I'm finished with this.
Yeah, call him soon. Hit him up. Sean is in the house. What's up, Sean? What's your underrated game you watching today? Mine is Clemson versus BC. See how Clemson responds. I think BC wins. I can't go with you on the BC wins, but I will say this. I not yet. That ain't no official prediction now. Hold on now. This is down south game day. It's a down south game day.
Hey.
It ain't 11 o'clock. I ain't got to put on
game, man. That's another good game.
That is a good one. And that is very conference impactful right there too.
Right. And remember we said Thursday we had so many games, like we could only pick like the ones we picked, but I told you there was a lot more games out there. Today is gonna be a college football day. From the time like from 11 a.m., which is always a college football day on Saturday in the fall. But you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have some. You better hope you got some good streams. You got your stuff up because there's gonna be some good games on. Most underrated. See how Clemson respond. I think BC wins. BC, Jeff Hartley is not getting enough credit for what he's doing up there at BC, man. Keep your eye on Boston College. What is our motto here? Watch the game, not the helmet. Watch the game, not the helmet. Don't do it to you. Hey, Dave, check this out.
Oh, that E. Yeah, there, Eric. What's going on,
Eric? Let's see. And Darius says his key is to stay above the chains and be physical. Talking about the Ole Miss game. Yeah.
You gotta keep it ahead of the down and distance, man. That's big for against any team, but especially Alabama.
And then he go, "What up, Mr. Dennis? What up, Brad?" No, Ben is not in seminal confinement. Ben is headed to he actually answered. He is driving. He's headed to Grambling versus A&M game, sir, as he said. So that's what y'all look what Ben is going. That's what Mr. Seminole is. He's actually going to see Grambling versus Alabama A&M down in Grambling, Louisiana. So
he's going to see a shellacking.
Hey man. Hey man, we like Coach Hobbs, man. Coach Hobbs was good at us at the.
Yeah, Coach Hobbs is my guy, man. Coach Hobbs is my guy. When we met,
but you got to get that work today, brother. You got to get that work.
Yeah, he gonna get this work.
You gonna get this work today. But also, man, let's get back to some other games. I want to talk about this game a little bit more, just because of the significance of where we are today. We talked about Liberty versus UAB. This is all from Thursday. We talked about on our prediction show, and we do every week. But the Liberty versus UAB, man, I think living in Birmingham sometimes, it's just my perspective. I think we don't really realize it was just 6-7 years ago that this program was shut down. Mm-hmm. And this program has bounced back to the point of perennial Conference USA favorites now. Champions, and to see this stadium open, regardless of all the politics and how people feel about it, to see this stadium open, and for them to be I gotta be careful, can't get myself in trouble. A temporary tenant. I'm just gonna say a temporary tenant. They're the tenant of it now. Stadium. It's like, I think it's a really great day for UAB. I mean, I think we don't talk about them enough sometimes. I think we take it for granted they're going to do what they do. But just what's your feelings about the UAB program or where they are now? How long do you see? Do you see Bill Clark staying there for the long haul? Because people have come after him, and there's going to be more people coming after him because he's just building. So, what do you guys thought? That's a question for the panel. That's just a question for the panel. What do you feel about the UAB program right now?
Bill Clark has done an awesome job. He did an awesome job before they, before them and the board of trustees shut the program down, and the president did not have the spine or backbone to keep the program alive. He did a good job of rebuilding this program. I guess you could say rebuilding, and also shout out to the kids that stayed, because it could have been guys that could have just went other places. Cause tell me about it. A lot of people poached UAB when the program got shut down. A lot of people. It was some good receivers, it was good defensive backs, it was good linemen, it was good players all the way around. Mm-hmm. But shout out to Coach Clark for reestablishing a good program at UAB. Now,
and the kids that
he will not be there. Yes, if 2 years max. I just don't. I mean, he's a good coach. UAB is a great start. You can tell program. He built a program, and that's what people look for in coaches. If you can build a program and continue to get success on a consistent basis, that's what he's doing. I mean, he did at Jacksonville State. He did at Prattville High School. Somebody's going to nab him up, and they're going to get a great guy. They're going to get a great coach. They're going to get a guy who knows how to win. 2 years max. And then, like I said, like you said earlier, UAB is a temporary. I think they're going to forever play at progressive, not progressive field, but
protective.
What's it called? Protective field.
Protective field.
I think they'll forever. Yeah, I think they'll be there forever. I just don't see them put on quote unquote on campus stadium near Birmingham. I think this will be it. I mean, this is a perfect stadium. If you see the backdrop, it got the Birmingham skyline in the background. It looks awesome. It looks beautiful. I don't care what the naysayers say. 49,000 is good enough. You don't want to do 75. It can expand up to 75,000 if need be, but this is perfect for UAB. You got the old great lady down there. You can barely feel it up, and with the sound system, it's crackling like some fireworks.
Blow it up. But go.
The only reason
I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. It's our platform. That's what we say.
Look, the only reason why Legion Field is still there is because of the Magic City Classic. That's the only reason why it's still there. And after the bands perform, it drops back down. It looks like nobody's there because everybody's outside tailgating. Don't give me this bull talking about some. Well, we can redo it. No.
You getting off on your tangent now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but UAB.
Thank you. Dave, what's your thoughts on UAB?
Man, first thing first, I think Bill Clark, great guy. That's number one. Number two, he basically revitalized his program pretty much twice. When he got initially hired, I think it shut down, and then he had to rebuild it again since. But as far as to answer the question on how long he'll be here, he seems to be more of a local guy. If you think look at his, where he's been Prattville, Jacksonville State, UAB. So with his talent, can his talent take him elsewhere? Of course. What does he want to do though? You know what I mean? Because Bill Clark in the state of Alabama, in the city of Birmingham, unless it's really about, it's always about money. But if that's really what he is, what he's seeking, then yeah, of course he could get other things. But it just all depends on where he is right now in his life. What he really want to do personally, because I think opportunities will be there, definitely. As far as another stadium, there has been rumblings. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't put nothing past these folks. As far as Legion Field, I think I got some dynamite somewhere, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm sorry, and I grew up like literally 4 blocks from it, but but we're not gonna get off on that tangent.
Yeah,
but
we're not gonna get off on tangent. Just focus on UAB.
I mean, but as far as congratulations UAB. I think they've won the conference 2 times in a row now, maybe 3. I know at least 2. So they probably gonna get a third one. Depends on they always end up matching up with Middle Tennessee. I had to peep in and see what they got this year or not. But hey man, shouts out to UAB. This is a big day for them. I wish I was in town because I would actually be there.
Me too.
But unfortunately, fortunately, I have to go elsewhere. But hey, man, shout out to UAB, man. Great day.
Yeah, and and I think one big thing we talk about the future of UAB and the future of Bill Clark is that one big thing we have to factor into all this is conference expansion. And with conference expansion, with all these teams moving here and this moving that, there's been rumblings about UAB going to AAC, which would be more of a high-profile conference than Conference USA is. That gets them back with the rivalry with Memphis, and that gets them back with UCF. That gets them back with all this, but not UCF anymore. But all that kind of stuff like that. It's like, so we don't know what the future of college football is, and that might be one thing that he's weighing out also. Or in the end, he might just be genuinely happy. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. We've met him. We talked to him. He seems like a genuine guy. We just don't know. But I am happy today to see a lot of people. I know a lot of UAB football alumni, a lot of people behind the scenes that have worked to get to this day. And it's just great to see it come to fruition. But before we get ready to go, Darius, I'm with you on that, man. He said, shout out to Birmingham just for simple fact of progression. And y'all talking. Say what hotel Wi-Fi? Would you say hotel Wi-Fi?
Trash. My stuff is just. I was just saying, you have to start somewhere. You can't just. People think you can just build an 85,000, 100,000 seat stadium with no. You gotta have people to put it in. Alabama, out of all teams, they downgraded their stadium this year from I think it was 105, 102, 103. They downgraded to almost 100,000, and they're gonna downgrade again in the off season because they're gonna put a nice little patio and stuff like that. Because
but they making it more. They making it more NFL like for their stadium.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But it's making it more. I would say more fan friendly to go to games now because people are at home watching those games on TV. So.
Mm-hmm.
But that I think with the progression thing, I guess when a lot of y'all, if y'all don't miss when January comes to go see the Legacy Arena once it opens up, and go support this G League team. I think what you guys are going to see, you're going to see the Protector Stadium, you're going to see the newly redesigned Legacy Arena, then you're going to see the City Walk, and you're going to start seeing how all these things are going to come together. You don't have to agree with everything, man, and I get it, but at least y'all always talk about having stuff in Birmingham, and then y'all get this stuff, and then the first thing you want to do is dog it. How about let's go see it, go check it out, do what we got to do. What did Sean say? Those speakers cracking like Dave's hook would be sounding.
Man, I was so embarrassed, man. I'm sitting at the bowl game, man, and the young lady was singing the Star Spangled Banner, and then this guy from, I want to say NC State may have been here that year, and somebody, and the guy said, "Come on, Birmingham." Boy, I was so embarrassed, bro. And I said at that point, I wish I had some dynamite. I could have solved that whole problem.
Right. Before we get out of here, man, we do this on Saturday morning, man. I know a lot of y'all are tuning in the game day, and we just appreciate y'all coming in. A lot of y'all doing other things. Saturday is a busy time for a lot of people. But any more thoughts on this game?
I don't know what to think, honestly.
I mean, yeah, same here. I'm Notre Dame is in my heart, but Cincinnati.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Tuck. It could go. I don't know if we're gonna get an in between in this game. I think you're gonna either get big splash plays from Cincinnati, or Notre Dame is just gonna control the game. It's gonna be one or two. I don't know. I think I chose Notre Dame, but I'm still iffy on this pick. But I'm gonna roll with Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. I got it. We got it written down over there. Who chose? I know I said Cincinnati beforehand, but just want to see. It's so many good games today. Make sure you watch Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Watch Florida versus Kentucky. If you have not seen Kentucky and Chris Rodriguez, the leading rusher in the SEC, Watch that game. Also, you got Texas versus TCU. You got a lot of, and then Dave's personal favorite, we got Oklahoma and Kansas State.
The AARPs.
We get comments on this. Just tired of the Notre Dame hype. Okay.
Hey, Darius, I feel you. I think we all are. But Kansas City do it though, man. Kansas City do it.
Is it okay? That's a good question. Is it really hype, or is it just that they're just a good team? Maybe not this year. I'm just saying maybe they're just a good team. I think a lot of people crap on Notre Dame because they're like, when they get in the playoffs, they get blown out. Then blah blah blah. They ain't in the conference. Well, last year they won the conference, basically. So it's like they did. Yeah, so it's like, what is it that we want from Notre Dame? What you want? Y'all want them to be in the national championship game and want to be close? I think that's where it comes from. A lot of people don't watch Notre Dame until we get to the playoffs, and they be like, well, who they did that. But with Notre Dame, like, you can't hate on Notre Dame for what they've done. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is a hype machine, but that's part of them being independent, and that's part of them being with the NBC contract where they getting paid. So everything is always but playoffs, I can't really count the playoffs because, you're talking about the top 4 teams, and it's already, first of all, it's subjective, as we all know. It's so subjective. It's
that's a nice word to use.
Right. It's very subjective. It's not like, they're guaranteed the top 4. No, it's about the playoffs is not about the best 4. The playoffs right now is about the best resume that you can put together so that you are in that, what I call a lottery pick. You're in that lottery bowl at the end. So if you're in that top 6, you can pull it and you can get out of it.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
But that's what I'm going to say. They keep saying it's always hyped in playoffs. You can say that about Oklahoma. You can say that about Michigan State. You can say about all the teams that get blowed out. Or you can say about Washington that get blowed out. It's going to be teams that get blowed out in these playoffs because they haven't faced any kind of competition. It's just how it is.
I'm sorry. Dave said it best last year. They was like, I think the past 2 years, even the year that LSU was there, it was just like, we know the 2 teams are going to be in the championship game. This is kind of what we figured, but it's like it's almost that thing of we're giving. I think sometimes we want that AFC championship, NFC championship down to the wire kind of game, and you're just not going to get that until we change some of the rules of how things are done. But some years you're going to have it's going to be one dominant team. Some years are going to be 2 dominant teams. Sometimes there's 3 that can make it a game, like when we had Ohio State and Clemson, Ohio State versus Clemson, and then that championship game. So it's like,
when you really think about it, if I'm a 1 seed and let's say 4 is the lowest seed, but I'm 1, shouldn't I dominate 4?
You would think you would be better than 4.
Right. But now if you give me 4 teams, and now you can probably get to I guess what I'm saying is the teams that beat Notre Dame, they should get out of anybody. It's about time. I mean, are we really surprised that? I think who was the last one to beat Notre Dame? Was it Clemson, or who was it?
It was Clemson, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hell, come on, man. I mean, Notre Dame, it is what it is. I know we're tired of seeing them, but I mean, until y'all get a real playoff in and not this crap that we're doing, I mean, you're gonna continue to get the same 4 teams. This year, you're probably looking at, based off how things going, you're probably gonna look at 2 SEC teams again, probably. Yeah. 1 out the Pac-12, probably 1 out the Big 10, depending on what Big 12 does. But I don't think you're going to get that out of the Big 12.
And in the end, you got to look at it. Is there somebody better outside of the top? You take 4. And right now, you're going to put Bama and Georgia in that 4.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's
easily.
It's a thing. It's like, stop looking at what your damn team is favored of. Stop being a fan so much to say, okay, I'm going roster to roster. Who playing this, that. Not you got to go with it. It's just part of where we are with what we do with the college football season. Y'all complain when it was I call it the pick'em system when it was AP. You complain when we went to the BCS. You complain because it was just 2 in the BCS, and you should at least have 4. Well, you're getting your opportunity, but it's never going to be perfect because we don't value losing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't value losses because guess what? It's not only 32 teams; it's all these other things, and we're the only ones in football that actually take away from the fact if you actually lose a close, tough game. And that's just the hypocrisy of where we are. But Dave, hold on. There it is.
Oh wow. Oh, Sean.
Hold on, Sean. We gonna get there. You never know. You never know what down south football might be. You never know. Just keep a watch.
Was my prediction?
Give us a preview. Give us a preview.
What's your prediction next week? Give us a preview. Wow. I think we'll win this game. And I'm telling you why. Not because I'm wearing the shirt. That's probably one reason. But the second reason is, I mean, think about it. This game right here is a very pivotal game. Probably is going to actually tell you who's going to represent this side of the conference at the SWAC championship. Number 1. Number 2 is Alabama A&M's homecoming. Number 3, you're probably going to be looking at 40 to 50,000 people at this game. Seriously,
Rocket.
Standing room only. Contrary to popular belief, this is going to happen.
Louis Cruz is going to be rocking.
Right, it's going to be rocking. I think we'll win this game because of I think we're a better total team. Now, let's have this conversation next fall where Prime is able to get some depth. I think that's the only weakness that I saw was that his start in 22, those guys, some of them are lights out. But as that game goes on, third quarter, fourth quarter, you can kind of see some things. Right. But my preview is I think A&M wins it late. I think it is a high-scoring game. I'm thinking it gets in the 40s. I think we're going to be something similar to what we're probably going to see against Alabama and Ole Miss today. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. That's great. But look, we're going to get into more into that next week. Everybody's out of town today except for me. I'm the only one that's in town. So, I got the same question about why we wasn't at Protective Stadium today. I'm like, we're not there. We're not there. Not because we couldn't be there, but just schedules. Y'all do know we all grown. So, if y'all want us to do more stuff, we told y'all what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go to YouTube. You need to like and subscribe. And also make sure you go to DSLpodcast.com. You can get some merch from there. Down South Football Podcast. Of course, this is always there. All that kind of stuff like that. And just make sure y'all like and subscribe and follow the show. Tell a friend, tell another friend, tell a friend, tell another friend. Make sure y'all keep following us. But it's going to be a great day today. I'm not touching Auburn LSU. Don't ask me nothing else about it. We talked about this on Thursday. We got in detail. Also, since I still get text messages about how I feel about TJ Finley versus Bo Nix, that is on the YouTube channel. We did about 45 minutes on TJ Finley versus Bo Nix.
It was a short.
It was supposed to be a short, but it was too good. Then Coach Korn, Coach Williams getting let go from Auburn. Also, we talked about the Lane Kiffin stuff where people were saying stuff about him, and also is the Clemson done question. We answered all that, but please continue to follow us, man, because you never know when you might get #DSF After Dark. If y'all like DSF After Dark, hashtag it wherever you are, Twitter, on any social media. That's the new hashtag DSF After Dark. That's where we kind of get our instant reaction to stuff. So y'all continue to rock with us, man. We went a little bit longer, but we really got into some stuff today. It's going to be a great day of college football. Dave, you got anything before we get out of here?
Go Bulldogs.
Okay. Tuck. Hey, Tuck, you stay safe down in Baton Rouge, okay?
I am. I'm not stupid now. But all I'm gonna say is Roman Harper. Make sure you know the difference between. Make sure you know the difference between Cadillac Williams and Cornelius Williams, because everybody in my world was thinking Cadillac Williams got fired yesterday, and I was like,
you too?
I was like, that don't make any sense. So Roman Harper, thank you for getting my phone blown up yesterday, and make sure you get your names right before you start putting stuff out there on SEC Nation and all that good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's a Roll Tide, Slim Tree Day.
Hey, Darius, you make sure you pick up the phone in about 5 minutes. That's what you do.
Right. But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Keep tell a friend, tell another friend. We might be back tonight. I don't know. It all depends on how the day goes. All depends on how Dave feel and Tuck feel and being his boycott FSU.
Tuck is in is down in Baton Rouge. It's all depends on where he is and how he's feeling at the moment.
Yeah, he did it to himself.
I can't wait.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you can't wait. I definitely can wait. It could be Tuesday for all I care right now. I can wait on that. But when it comes to that. But anyway, man, y'all keep rocking with us, man. We got more coming. We'll see y'all later on. Peace.